Dolby's been long associated with audio. We've innovated in the cinema space for over 40 years now. And we're in a unique position that practically no other company occupies. Part of our research effort that's been going on over the past few years was, how can we move sound beyond what we've been able to do today, and what would that look like? 5.1, we had 2 zones. So if I wanted to create a sensation of movement, it's either here or here. It goes from one side of the room to the other. It doesn't really create that sensation of movement. With 7.1, I can now be on the side, then behind, and then to the side again. So it gives you the sensation of movement, but it doesn't have that precision of movement. So the fundamental shift in what's happening is that now we're migrating away from channels. The ability to move a sound through the room now with objects creates this precision movement, which is referred to as a pan-through array. Now the helicopter has that fluid movement of hitting speaker number 1, speaker number 2, speaker number 3, speaker number 4, and then having that precision as it goes around me in the auditorium. And now by placing speakers over the audience, we can truly create that immersive sound field that now makes it feel like the helicopter is literally buzzing over your head.
Dolby Atmos is the new sound format from Dolby. It really builds on what we've learned over many years of being involved in sound, from stereo, Dolby Surround, 5.1, 7.1, but this really goes much further than that. It's no longer just a channel-based system. It takes the best of a channel-based system. It adds a new overhead dimension, so there's stereo overhead arrays in addition to the surround arrays that already exist. But then on top of that 9-1 array, we also have these objects. So now, rather than having to record everything into a stem, suddenly you can keep these discrete objects throughout the whole mix, and then at playback time they're actually rendered into the correct position in space. So there's a lot more flexibility. Suddenly you don't have to light up the entire wall in a movie theater. You can have these pan-through arrays, so you can address every speaker individually, and these objects can fly through the speakers, so you get a lot more precision. It's almost like having more pixels on a screen. You have more speakers and you don't have to play them all. You can just play them individually with these objects, and depending on how many speakers you've got, it will re-render intelligently. So in a different room you have a different speaker layout, a different number of speakers, but it will still give you that spatial fidelity.
David, can you give me an example of some films that have been mixed with this new technology?
Bilbo Baggins. I'm looking for someone to share in an adventure.
Listen to me carefully, Kim. Your mother is going to be taken. And people are going to come for you, too.
What are you going to do?
What I do best. Where is she?
So we've got quite a good pipeline of movies. A lot of studios are very interested, and content creators are really enjoying working in the format. It suddenly gives them a lot more flexibility. They've got this extra dimension to work with, and these objects really allow them to do things that they've never really been able to do in a mixed situation before.
I think the best word to describe this sound in the movie Brave is spectacular.
Merida, stop! Super loud.
Like real. Like you felt like you were in the movie.
It had a tremendous amount of low frequency, and you could really feel the movie hit you right here in the chest.
Pretty much every scene that was in the forest, you could just hear, like if you were, I've been in the forest before, you can hear everything around you. That's exactly what it captured. Perfect, perfect.
The difference between surround sound and Audit 3D is that surround sound is a two-dimensional format. All the speakers are located in a horizontal plane where we are sitting in the middle. So it cannot reproduce sounds coming from above us or around us. Audit 3D recreates original spatial sound based on 3 axes, and that's a real 3-dimensional system.
Now that most of the world is moving to digital projection with digital 3D and the other advantages that digital projection equipment holds, what can theaters do to differentiate themselves from one another? And Aural 3D plays a powerful role in that. Aural 3D is all about adding a new dimension to the sonic experience in a movie theater. We take an existing 5.1 layout in a movie theater auditorium and we add height to that system. So you have your traditional left, center, and right screen channels, but we add an additional left, center, right height channel at the top of the screen. We do the same thing for the surrounds. Traditionally, you'll have a left surround array and a right surround array. We also add height to those speaker positions. So we'll add a left surround height and a right surround height. It's all about getting the ability in the system to reproduce the natural ambient acoustics that you find in nature. We also add to that another layer to the dimension, which is a specific overhead channel. Sometimes we call it the voice of God.
You're in Oz. I'm Theodora the Good Witch.
Where's your broom?
You don't know much about witches, do you? It's the Emerald City.
You are here at last, and the prophecy shall be fulfilled.
This is my sister, Evanora. I'm here to serve you.
The royal treasure of Oz. It belongs to you, but only after you defeat the Wicked Witch.
Just how wicked is she?
Towns were destroyed. Children were orphaned. Great wizard from Kansas. I've waited for you to come and set things right.
Me?
My family has always survived by living by my dad's one rule. Never leave the cave. We never had the chance to explore the outside world. But what we didn't know was that our world was about to change.
Eve, come down! Get to the cave! Go! Look out!
You're kind of an inside scoop here. You're a professional in this field as well.
Yes, I'm a professional sound designer.
So when you're sitting there listening to the Barco Aural 11.1, you know what to listen for.
Absolutely. Just after seeing the finished product on the big screen, it makes me want to mix in this system. Absolutely. It was just, you're sitting in the theater and you could tell how precise control they had over the placement of each sound. It was beautiful. I didn't notice there wasn't any spot in the theater that sound was not coming from. It was all around you. It was really incredible. Much better than 5.1 or 7.1. Even 9.1 doesn't compare to this.
The big four, all together.
It adds to the experience of a film, and it adds definitely to the storytelling at the end. You know, people have much more fun. The kids were just loving it, and you were loving it too, because it feels like you're in the middle of everything happening.
It is our job to protect the children of the world.
Was it different than other movies you've seen?
You know, I would say it was, because I really enjoyed the sound, because I really felt I'm in the movie, especially some scenes when all heroes are together, and you know, they playing snowballs, and I felt like I'm in the movie and I'm one of the children in it. So I would say I enjoyed it, and I wish other movies would be done with the same quality of the sound.
You can't kill fear, Jen. I'm not afraid of you. We stand together.
You take the ones on the left, I'll take the ones on the right?